Je chudan zo je jana na chan che pa de da cha su chi age chi she je be zo na pa la pen che san jen de ba shu san je chudan zo je jana na chan che pa de da na cha su chi age chi she je be zo na Pala Venja Sanje Daba Sho Sanje Chedan Soje Chona Chancha Bada Dana Jasum Chi Age Chiche Jebe Sona Pala Venja Sanje Daba Sho. Okay, good morning again. Everyone comfortable with the weather? Comfortable? Okay? Temperature's okay? Okay. I'm sure you guys even know comfortable, then this is your choice. I'm just kidding. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, good morning. Komodele, shobodele. Okay. Anyway, it's wonderful. So we do a little meditation. First, just visualization of yourself, your own body. Just relax, like, exercise your head, your chest, your whole body, slowly, slowly, gently. Just sitting in a comfortable place. Your mind just keep with your body. When you're done, then visualization in front of you, with the Shakyamuni, Avalokiteshvara, Tsongkhapa, Guru Rinpoche, Ajishri, Mother Tara, so for all the Buddhas, Bodhisattvas images from us. If you think this is not just image, you think the living Buddha in front of you. In front of that, feel for all the offerings. We can see here, we do water bowls, flowers, candles. Feel all the offerings on of that. The beautiful, good quality things. You done that, around us, all the mother sentient beings. You don't have to think, oh, mother's here, father's here, enemies here. Just think of all sentient beings around with us. Then think, in order to benefit for all mother sentient beings around with me, I want to blessing from the Buddha, Dharma, Sangha. Therefore, to recourse to front for the marriage objects, Buddha, Dharma, Sangha, to recourse, please, to blessing my body, speech, mind. Just think that. Recourse, again recourse, again recourse. Then because you recourse again, you receive the blessings come from all the 10 directions. Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, blessing come from like light, 5 colored lights, the rainbow color. They all come from 10 directions. Before reach you, they all come one. They reach you. They resolve to your body, blessing your body. They resolve to your mind, blessing your mind, blessing your speech. Think that again the blessing come again. As same as also other mother Shantidevas around you, they also receive the blessing as same as you. Just think that exercise again and again and again. Then you feel all the negative karmas, your body, speech, mind. It's all like wash away, purify. You think complete, purify all our negative karmas, emotions, physically, mentally. The moment feel like peace, warm feeling in your body and mind. Keep like that thought at the moment. Then you share your peace, happy feeling for all Mother Sentient beings, share each other, everyone else. Very peaceful, blessing feeling. Enjoy the moment like that. Okay, this is enough, not too much. You feel something? It's good. Because I taught you very short purpose. We can do a little short, we can do a little bit more focus. A little long, then we might have all different thoughts come in. Therefore, it's short, many times it's good. Okay? This you do like every morning. After your meditation come a body or before your meditation come a body, this is how to visualization refuge. Then receive the blessing from that. Purify your all negative karmas. Like every day. Now, first we don't really feel, but to do every day, a little bit. You can feel it slowly. Okay? Okay, thanks to that. Yeah. Good morning, everyone. Again, you were sleeping there?
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, tanda dengan tu pena jawil sat tapchi. Ani tela dusun bejo cheni, ani susu linga yo digdap tawi de. Ani tak gom jap tantri sin barwa. Now you mood, tamchi you mood. Okay.
All right, so that was the way to visualize the object of refuge and imagine a nectar and the light flowing down and enter into your body and thereby purifying all the negativities of your body, speech, and mind. So that's one of the way of doing the practice, branch, for doing the practice of purification and accumulation.
아니 더 주제 튼튼튼튼 가서 지금 다 때못 나와서로 깨답 당보 니번을 드네들이 지잖아 알레 파트네 잖아 고 니마치다 저වත් 견로마다 칼레 잖아 대세마 고메요로 곰나 답되고 자로.
So a little by little like that, if you meditate on a daily basis, might not see big changes suddenly, immediately, but as if you keep on doing it on a daily basis, then it becomes easy to do it.
Okay. 어떻게 당간도 저요 삽때네 뜻은 배종은 냠내서 내지 지야요. 나한테 뭐뭐 따때 예담 찍단래야 요래 다 예담 뭐뭐다 대링한도 전화다 선지샤서 참마 수준들에 약잡았다 그래. 야한테 많이 봐. 아니지. 이제 좀 된데 주보사다 봐. 야 주소 좀 주보사다 봐. 이제 잠바야 주보사다 봐. 야 된다. 정말로 뭐 총가고 주보사다 봐. 오양 하래서다 봐. 내지야요.
And so right now, we did the practice of taking refuge by visualizing the object of refuge. So in the object of refuge, we visualize Buddha Shantideva Muni and all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas around. But you can also visualize just one figure, one Buddha only, just Buddha Shantideva Muni, or just Tara, or just Manjushri, or just Lama Zopa, and imagine doing the same kind of visualization with them.
근데 드네 제가 갈아야 아니 종고 드네 전업 종고 여러만 나더니 전업 쇼송 그래서 내가 해서 디럽 다 송대 인지 삼고 요래.
So at the time when you do the visualization like that, you have to think that you received this light and nectar from the object of refuge, and it really purified your negativities. It really enter into your body and really purified negativities. You have to feel like that.
제가 변화가도 변화 와게 갈라다. 다 저런 거 왕대 톱쇼 삼아. 단 저런 데를 요 삼아도 데리고 낸 가지고 됐어. 공원에 서서 로고 매왔나. 록 삼고도 와.
So just like when you're taking initiations, you have to follow the visualization. Just like the Lama explains, okay, now you have to think like this. Now you have to think you are here. You have to think like that. You have to, you have to think you are going into this, into this place and like that. So there is the significance in doing that, and you have to imagine just like that, in order to receive the initiation.
제단들이 됐으면 제니 그냥 양 밑에 맞지 그냥 이가들 하자는데 밑에 마사네 양들이 지네 양 로로자요.
And so like that, you can also do this practice in relation to the Lama Zopa Guru Yoga, visualizing Lama Zopa and imagining this nectar and light flowing and purifying the negativities and so forth.
제가 Lama Zopa 받은 제니 에너지 가로 가달라자는 제베 날라면 나중에 이제 샤발랑가도 지금 되는 와도 그거는 되게 미세게 요 말에 네 답되죠 이 말.
This is very convenient practice to do the Lama Zopa Guru Yoga. You don't have to receive any kind of initiations or permission to do this practice.
어제다 간단들이 갈라까지 셜럽 쇼소 득럽 다송 아니 소주 셈나 양치 가대가 초월 랩송 어텐지 삼고 그래 용 근데 열에 삼다가 팽 말해 그냥 컴바 데나라 잘라디 열에 남네 열에 삼다 나는 런이 잘라디 요 통은 어디 둑섬서 어디 가로 되라고
So at that time, when you imagine, think like, you imagine the light and nectar flowing down. You have to think the light and nectar flowing down, and you have to think that you have received the blessing. You have to think that you have been purified of negativities of your body, speech, and mind. You have to think like that. You can't just, maybe it's like that, maybe it's like. If you do think like that, then you do not help. You have to kind of believe that you really receive the blessing. It really purified your negative. You have to kind of have strong belief or conviction that that's really happened. It's just like if somebody tells you, there's such and such things in that house. When you're not there, it's just in your imaginations. Yeah, maybe like that, maybe there's such kind of things like that. But when you go yourself in the house and you see the things, then you say, yeah, there's this thing, there's this thing. So this is difference. You have to feel like like if you're seeing the things by yourself in the house.
Okay, 투지 냠내자다 더리상고는 때틀이 임발이 싸움을지 알아 소소 산에다가 여와지 이게 다치 소화된 냐대고로 주나 아니 된대 뱅거서래.
And so you have to really believe that this is what is happening. Otherwise, if you just think, maybe it's like that, and then it doesn't really help. You have to imagine, just like I said, being in that place by yourself and seeing all the things yourself is different, from somebody telling you when you're not there.
Okay, this is how to practice every day. And kaza lora chwa yati chwa de lenja choji a shembazo. Ne shada len jiao yin da datan train mena yang yang zong chen yin zhou dang xi.
And so there was this a question from Laura, so please allow me to answer that question. I'm sure there are many other questions, but this is a question related to the debate or philosophy debates.
네 간전 천지 빌려야. 근데 다 셔데 맵이 팀매와지. 그럼 맵이 팀매. 앞에 주지 지나 임바이나 저 따바이나 그랬어. 배차잖아. 여와데 여와 따바레스. 알았나? 여와 맵이 태야매 따바 여와 인자 여와 따바 이스.
So in the philosophy, what we say is that if there's a thing which will not have a time when it doesn't exist, so there's no time when this thing doesn't exist, then it is a prominent. So like we say, existence itself is a prominent because there's no time when the existence will not exist. You understand?
아니? 나 지금 따베 추지 지나 임바이나 셔데 임바나 안보 인해데 셔데 따바 이스.
And so if part of it is a prominent, then you can say it is a prominent. Like the part of the existence is a prominent, so therefore existence itself is a prominent.
제자 시자 따바이 여와 따바이 어디를 그래?
So like we say existence itself and like the object of knowledge, right? So everything that exists is object of knowledge. And so therefore the object of knowledge is also prominent. Because there's no time when the object of knowledge will not exist. So like the prominent itself is also object of knowledge. And therefore, because there is a part of the object of knowledge that's prominent, so therefore object of knowledge itself is a prominent. I mean, that's the way it is in the philosophy, right? It doesn't have to be real like that. I mean, you can accept it or not, but that's how it is. That's how it is said in the philosophy.
시자 코로나 따바쳐야 되가는 시자 맵이 뛰어 말아와 진짜 담보도 있고 아까사리.
So you can say then it's the same thing with the impermanent, right? The part if the part of it is impermanent, then why can't it be impermanent? Like a part of the object of knowledge is impermanent also. So why can't why can't object of knowledge be impermanent? And the reason, again, earlier, right, we talked about there's no time when it doesn't exist. So because there's no time when the object of knowledge doesn't exist, therefore object of knowledge is permanent. So you can't follow that example with the impermanent. You can't say, oh, there's no time when there's when there's object of, excuse me, object of knowledge perish or disintegrate.
Okay, that Sanjay Tabai like Telaya Telchels on the Sanjay Tabai like this.
And so, and then another reason is that the Buddha is permanent. It says the Buddha is permanent.
And the Sanjay may be dim, yes.
Just like because there's no time when the Buddha doesn't exist.
And Monya Sanjay is.
And also the reason is that because the nature truth body of the Buddha is Buddha.
Okay. That is repent to say.
And then therefore therefore the Buddha is a permanent. So that's the way of a Buddhist philosophical logical philosophically logics.
That tell repent no karta no karta and then Sanjay Chumusota, Sanjay pay matotas to that time is Tabaina.
And so then how you can counteract to that reasoning is by saying doesn't Buddha benefit sentient beings? Doesn't Buddha teach Dharma? And so there's kind of this contract, the reasonings you can use.
Sanjay pen talk and a pen toje my say, she got in over the Tata de Magume. Pen talk, pen tona, pen toje magus.
So again, the pen told that pen doja.
Pen toje and Mubokores.
pen 도시는 가는 샤워.
Blah.
pen 도시는 가려고.
pen toje and that kanji generic dog with Jedan Rivi shouting go this. Pen tona go maris. That they could see that guy, Sanjay pen toman could that tenor Geshe or.
맞다. pen 도제라나.
pen toje and that generic washing.
맞다. 거라 직세잖아 가져라. 직대잖아.
이 pen toje 지탱이라고.
그래, 나 직접 권하잖아 가져라. pen 도제. pen 도제다. pen 파.
제가 제제 권한 거 린다 치마 한 제가 제제기 니바이미시.
So again, there is so there's the philosophical definition for the cause is that which produces benefits. So again, it says like Buddha doesn't produce any benefit. It's like Buddha doesn't produce benefit, but Buddha benefits. So there's because if Buddha benefits, but if what the Buddha produces benefit, then Buddha has to be a cause, and if it's a cause, then it has to be impermanent. And so for that reason, it says that Buddha benefits, but Buddha doesn't produce benefits. So just like the cause produces result, just a cause produces result. So therefore, because it produces result, therefore it becomes a cause. So if Buddha produces benefits, then Buddha becomes cause, then Buddha becomes impermanent. Therefore, he says the Buddha doesn't produce benefit, but Buddha benefits. Like
okay.
that.
That is why 제가 여와 딱바이 여와 이나 딱바이 맞아 맞추지. 시자 딱바이 시자나 딱바이 맞아. 산제 딱바이 산제나 딱바이 맞아. 대님은 너다리 리팡 너나지.
So that's the way it has been used. The logic being used is the way the logic been used in the Buddhist philosophies when you are debating. And it says like if it is permanent, then it's not necessary to be a permanent. If it is then permanent, then it is not necessary, for it to be for it to be permanent. If it is that. So, for example, like we say, object of knowledge is permanent. So we say object of knowledge is permanent, but everything that is an object of knowledge is not necessarily permanent. You get that? So, like the pot, pot is object of knowledge, right? But it's not permanent. So if everything that is the object of knowledge has to be permanent, then pot has to be permanent, human being has to be permanent, house has to be permanent, so everything has to be permanent. So he's saying that permanent in the object of knowledge itself is permanent, but anything that is the object of knowledge is not necessarily permanent. So just for example, a pot.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. What?
Just clarify the question. Was it if you have a class, like say object of knowledge, so you have a universal object of knowledge, and then you have instances that are both permanent and impermanent, then you're saying that object of knowledge itself has to be considered permanent, right?
알았어.
나 세제 있는 따바인 거를 쓰거라.
뭐뭐뭐 시제 따봐. 시제 있는 따봐.
세제 따바인 가서 세제라 따바에 신대에서 따바인 거라. 세제 따바인 쓰거라.
제가 시제 따바니 시제 맵이 돼야 매 아니 따바 시제이면 셔스 또 빠져 그래.
나 미다바라 된다. 미다바게 가서 미다바당 세제 신대에서 세제 미다바인 나요 말았어.
어딜라요 말. 가나 시제 거는 따바 많이 시제 맵이 팀 시제 맵이 돼나 시제면 따바 차로. 시제 맵이 돼요 말아.
So if there is a time when there is no object of knowledge, then yeah, of course it can be called impermanent. But there's no time when there's when the object of knowledge doesn't exist. You know? So if there is a time when there's an object of knowledge that doesn't exist, then you can say yes, because it has ended at that time, and then therefore it is impermanent. But because there's no such thing, therefore it is permanent.
I thought the permanent meant that it was static, not that it was eternal.
Permanent means what?
I thought in Buddhist philosophy, the permanent meant only that it was static, not changing momentarily, not that it was eternal.
딱 봤을 때 가서 들어왔다.
야, 지금
딱 봤을 때 가서 두다도 되버들 딱 봤을 거라서.
야, 지금은
지금은 두다도 되게더라.
야.
딱 봤을 때는 다 가서 못하면 되거라다 거라.
야.
타면거든. Yeah, it has to be eternal.
지체가 뭔지 와.
It has to be eternal. It should not exist. I mean, it should not disintegrate.
야, 지체가 뭔지 와. 지체가 뭔지 와.
So not disintegrating by cause and condition.
에 자잖아. 나도 샤쇼고 납쇼 따봤어. 그 매와 차로 그래. 그 땡이 유면은 그 매와 차로 그래. 그 지체가 좀 말어.
That 그 딱바레스, So yeah, it has to be, it has to be kind of eternal, but I mean, it can become non-existent by depending on the basis and on which it's designated as permanent. Like for example, the sharjosna ngazo
배나 뱀배 배나 뱀배가 동반이 반바 차잖아. 뱀배도 동반이 라로다나. 그 제다 쟁도 말라서 말해.
So like the space itself, is a permanent, right? Space is permanent. You accept that, right? And yeah. So the space inside the cup is a permanent also. Then when the cup breaks, there's no space inside the cup, right? There's no cup because there's no cup, so there's no the space inside the cup. So the cup, that space in the cup doesn't exist. So just like then when we apply to the emptiness, so it says emptiness itself is a permanent. So like the emptiness of the cup is permanent also. When the cup breaks, the emptiness of the cup is gone.
Okay, now this is enough. Now you're not going to go anymore. Okay, we never finish. Just a little idea for Laura's question. We just discussion. Maybe she got it. This is sometimes the philosophy is very complicated. If you don't really study long term, you have no idea what to talk about. Especially the words, the colleges and universities and the monasteries, and we cannot use the English way. Therefore, this is just different, make people more confused. Okay. Yeah, 다 가서는 다 쉬운 주체만 말하고요. 쉬운 주체보다 오늘 다 가도 내년에 저와도 되다 봐. 소주 초다 자대야. 이래저래 소주ችን 로탄 두탄 다 빠져야 다 냠내게 빼 전부지 말해.
And so now we go back to the actual text on the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, the 6th chapter. So the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life is the really practical teaching that we can apply to apply to our daily day-to-day life. Just like how we do things, or how do we tackle the problems and so forth.
Okay. 77.
27, maybe 78 a month. You did say.
I think we did
77,
right?
yeah.
Job. Yeah. 다 가는 데만 가지. 나도 네 쇼주 체모 된다 가리라고 해서는 남주 전화도 거기까지 내가 도동으로 거지. 안들어야지. 아니 자주 샘조는 뭐지 맞지 받는 거지. 재원이 공대 되는 쇼로가 되게 된다디 쇼주 내가 주나 시기요. 레스 대수도 설명하고.
And so that's the gist or the essence of the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, is for that verse of bodhicitta, right? So the precious body mind, which is not generated, to generate that, and then not to decline the one that has been generated, and then to increase or enhance the one which has been generated and not declined. So those three parts.
근데 어제 제가 어디 있다는 건 특수라고 줄랍서 대남중간도 가는 호원 된다고 와 특대 된다도 반드시 제고 잡고 그러와.
And so that's the meaning of the whole teaching on the Guide to Buddhist Way of Life.
다 오늘 된대기 상점센터 가네 돼. 지금 사회 지금 너도 이래도 명통하이래도 가네라고 해서 한국도 섬을 용 그래 봐. 가네라고 지 나왔어.
And so then so this is the bodhicitta. What is it? Is it is it something like solid or something like you can eat or something?
대선무 당당해. 대예배절라 제대 자원 건 뭐야? 샘제 반에 제대로 양다도비 상점도 샘제사야 돼. 제 샘제게 된다. 안에 상제 토고도 좀 된게 섬로식. 된게 섬수지를 해.
So the bodhicitta is a state of mind. It's a state of mind. A mind that like Lama Buddha Maitreya mentioned in his ornament of clairrealization. The generation of mind, or the mind generation of bodhicitta, is wishing to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of others. So that mind which wishes to achieve enlightenment for the benefit of others in the being is called bodhicitta, or the mind generation.
남주 알아서 미가 삼달라이 자 란다 제니가는 가디나 란데 근데 또 제직이 담아도 뒤인바이나.
So in general, we always consider ourselves more important. When we compare to oneself and others, we always think of oneself more than others.
되네 산지 대대도 노르대요다 대충 삼다도 따따 말해서 그래.
So Buddha is saying that is a little bit mistaken. The way you're thinking like that is not really correct.
가르나 되네 소소지라 나랑 주보 섬이 삼다다 축치 뭐 가세요 대점지 소소 너와나지 만져봐 연자 소소 너와나지 못되게 강사대 가서 자오서 자로 그래 소소 마가서 자로 되라 되네 내자 시당 공조 소제거든 소제나 아니 소소 세마에 기보 매봐 소소 고용 기보 매봐 자로 그래 이제들래.
And so that is mistaken because the more we think about ourselves, the more problems we'll have, more discontent we will know. So then from there comes the attachment, anger, ignorance, and then from there comes all these unwholesome actions, and then through that comes all the sufferings. So therefore, that very mind thinking about oneself only or more than others is a mistaken mind.
어제 안데 디마데 제네시라 제세데 가서 까리쳔보레스 미엠바나 까리쳔보레 샤시오나 까리쳔보레 쳐다 시미나 까리쳔보레 테네자 소소라 소소 레와 짝고서텔라야 아니 가로 달로 따요 말해서 제세 테네 용도와.
And then the others, are very kind to us. Others are very kind to us. Others can be, other human beings and other animals, like dog, cats, or birds, and so forth. They are all very kind to us. Right? So those beings who has been very kind to us, we can't give up on them.
Okay. And that day, we don't understand. So that no change something so now they are. That nambi chuna jende kari chembo re sekedo. Think only country na. Kadina rang jeba na te diabu marte country na so gom jamne. That samadane. Jiwa mata na oh that sanji nambi laptang jire samna ngadu semen jiwa ti namen ro mare.
And just like we're talking about that now, we have to go back into our house and room and think, like anywhere, house or wherever you do your meditation. So you have to do that. You have to think about that. So in Buddhism, it says, "Oh, I have to, others are very kind to me, and I have to think about others, and thinking about others has a great benefit and so forth." But is it really like that or not? Then you have to analyze. You have to check yourself, whether that's really or not.
I think Jense ha rintu momo samta da namju tabang ne shode da ko ichena chundu da ko she chipare she some similar was.
And so there are many ways you can think about it, right? You can think in brief, you can think in extensively, but again, it's a thing that we've been always talking. So you might be thinking again, oh, this is the same thing he's talking all the time again.
Jada jate chimbo shawala ya menche mashawa shemna ta nga dawala da kawane kawada. Enga po ki shogmudo.
But Geshe said he doesn't feel embarrassed to talk, to say that, because even like Shantideva said, I have nothing, nothing new to say which has not been said before.
Ako sawa shena ko chishate tada de chishen chugyo shedo yiro sanje masomo jena.
So if it's something new which has not been said by Buddha, then it could be right or it could be wrong, right?
Jeda do jin namju ne chi jen sa de ento shemba jeda teni samdo ne ngane ngado la ke jada nyen sa de yong yo re ngado la kwata. Ne samdo tanda tele teni.
And so by thinking about myself or thinking about others, right? So not thinking about but thinking about myself, then from there comes this thought of friends and enemies.
Teni cheni ta sozo maga se mitela ya michi ka tora tawando. Yana mite lamro ya bo dona ya ando tela excuse touch ko chi chido de ko teni nene de na kun dele kyoyo de ngado tela kyon jaro chi maga short chi yong de. Yong do wa.
But when we have that kind of thought, then we always, see in a negative way, like even if it's somebody that we don't like, and that person has been praised by others, and he's doing such great things, and like that. Yeah, he's doing great thing there, but then he has these problems, like that. Always try to find the faults in that person.
That's so gaza, yana so tawan thing mijele kyoyo ba na mijik kyoyo na that de the yena yang as yang as te pa ka ve se ko ma ya te chi yende chi yang te rang shu le do.
And then if it's somebody that we like, then and then if somebody else criticizes about the person who we like, then we say, yeah, you see, yeah, he has this problem, but he has all these good qualities also. Then we try to hide his his mistakes or his faults.
Oda tig something ding the gonna rachin da jenche to ko te something shu che ko na yong yo.
And so that comes from this self-cherishing attitude and the attitude of cherishing others.
Jeda tani sholoka don't you tend to kalana ani soso maga se gi mitela ya chi jenga tora ta ya. 야는 미셔바 가오치바 딘디기 가오체 차랑근 너고레스 야포레스 간나 차랑기 미파초월 야포요 가윙 가와고 데와테 차랑 마원발라 지금 사제 공부 토야다 차랑 소소를 대체 요하기 제임바데 아니 사제 좀 내가 나와 나셔 요레스 장제 선보도 나와 나셔 요레스 제 맞지 미셔바 가오체데 소소 족보만 뭐 돼야기 포체와래 되래 어떻게 소마 쇼로가 되게 되는 송도와
And then that's what it said in this verse 77, that we should be happy when somebody else is praised, even if it's our enemy. And if there's somebody's praised, then we should be happy about it. So if you feel happy, then that happiness brings happiness to yourself, brings peace and happiness in yourself, and also that becomes a cause for you to achieve enlightenment in the future. And not only that, also this is one of the best way to make a friend with others. So like if you're happy with the person, if you feel happy with the person, then the person will like you. Just like when somebody else is are happy with us, then we like that person, right? Just like that, when you are happy with that person, then that person will like you. So just like it says here, it would be a source of joy, not something to be prohibited. So so if you like the person, if you're happy with that person, then that person will like you. So then in the verse 78, it says that if somebody that we don't like, somebody we don't like, is being praised by others, or if the person becomes famous or successful, then in our mind, right, because we don't like that person, so we don't in our mind, we feel like a little bit, unhappy about that. Is that true? Like, when somebody that we don't like, no matter what he or she does, how good they try to do, but in our mind it says, oh yeah, like a little bit unhappy about that, right? About that person all the time. And even if someone else, says all this good thing about that person, it's like, yeah, he's like that, but then he has these problems, then we try to again expose about that person, right? And so that is not a way, not the right way to think. That's what it's saying in the Guide to the Buddhist Way of Life, and you should change, your way of thinking like that. So then you should also, stop giving present, to the others, right? Because when you give present to others, then that brings happiness to them. So if you don't like that, then you're giving present to them, makes them happy. So if you karjanasa. And so if you are, if you don't like other person, to be happy, then you should not give present to others, because that will make them happy, right? And if you are someone like that who doesn't like others to be happy, then you are the worst or the poorest person. And then that will like diminish or destroy all the happiness.
가진 통화나 가지 세 내기 소소 로봇 조모 년년로 따지 작들 된대기 소화될 발라로 그래서.
And that will stop all the happiness that you can see in this life, like the happiness of having friends, family, so being somebody with others and so forth. So all this happiness of this life that you can see will be destroyed.
And that thing you 제만한 만당과 태심의 대화 냠로 그래서.
And then the happiness of the future life, which you don't see now, which is the result of doing good things in this life, will be also destroyed.
다들 정도 다 삶았다 여와다 알 텐데 다 간지 네 대나데 갈라든다 간지 홍조세대 세단세대 야고 말에 다 텔레 갑자기 짜고 그래서.
And so what he's trying to say is, like being jealous or being angry, about with others or about their happiness, is not good. We should abandon that.
아양데 담도 삼다데 양 잠좀 소소 마가스 미지기 다 쇼로가 되게 랑게 예데 죄비체 젤라데와 너바시 제지 예데 죄비체 라라가 되는 mentorship na kajen ta soso la magase ngi miji waina midi soso torada watana antian gao chegres.
And then in verse 79 is when people describe my own good qualities, I want others to be happy too. But when they describe the good qualities of others, I do not wish to be happy myself. So like, even if it's someone that you don't like, if they say good thing about you, you feel happy, right?
Thing you something. So the tachi tawma do ka je shochi midi ta midi ya or koso de kona. This is aling ko tene midi ga dere midi ga se no ga do.
So even if it's somebody that who you don't like, if that person says something good about you, then you say in the back of your mind you feel happy, right? You say, oh, this person is not that bad after all, like that. You feel like that, right?
Right? Telengando choleg도 다데 다 내가도 내게 냠는데 가르치거든나. 아주 댐나 샤샤 말에 댐도 마 록쇼로 같이 록치. 아니 나도 자살이나 셔야지. 깜박 기고 남아 야짱. 근데 댐도 방고 가는 샤 사람도 사람다 해지. 갖고 다 적더라.
So this is something that you can't just live in the book. You have to bring it in your mind and then think about it. And so there's like in the monastery when the monks are studying, they say like you raise your legs up and then you lie down with your legs up and then you put the book on the chest and then read it. Anyway, so that's just a joke for them, but I don't know if you feel that way. But anyway, so main thing is what it's saying is that it's not just keeping in the book, but bringing it in your mind and then contemplating on.
응원에 되게 가지 염려 가지 너와라 깜박 그보다 야자 데블로드 미디 녀도 되거라 맛이 야 막 구요체네.
Yeah, so some people they might think that's crazy to do like that. Raise your leg up, and on towards the ceiling, and then put your book on the chest and read like that.
다 이거 사다 가지는데 프로카레 록지 안 뒤에서 설모땅 소소고 메세기 설모땅땅 신속은 로땅을 통해서 알리 데프티 라바는 지금 문인데 레기도야 레게문데 왜 빼자는 것도 남친군들로 자잖아. 나 고들하다 산이 차 강자가 차와 당나다 나도 찬다고 산이 문에 강자거든. 어떤 문에 가서 랍서 강자가 수수산이 강자면 가서 코 라원이 주나 수수문에 다 대통령 공고를 봐. 대라고 내 제거를 마셔. 다대도 쇼주나 랍죠. 다대 남비 상도 다다를 고샤잖아. 넌 샘나 디나미자도 또 말해.
So just like it is said in these teachings, you have to contemplate, read, each verses and then contemplate on the meaning and is it, and check yourself whether is it really like that or not. Is it really like that in your day-to-day life? Is it really like that in the society? Yeah, when they talk about this is how people think, this is what you think like that in the society. Is it like really like that or not? Then you have to think and then analyze and then come to believe, from your own experience. So just like the weather forecast, in the weather forecast they say, oh, it's going to have and there's going to be snow tomorrow, and then when there's really snow tomorrow, then you really believe, oh yeah, it's really true like that. So you have to think in that way.
Okay. 제가 나 남자들 갈래쇼 로다 나 갈래 로다 나 내가 되게 요새 아도 저 쇼주 사다 가서 로사도 캠 graduate 제요 말아.
So I usually go very slow. That's I think that's better. I have a reason for that because we have nothing to rush, right? And we're not going to be graduating from this, so no need to rush for that.
제자야 직대가 랍다도 오잖아. 그건 다 따가다는 로그죠. 당가서 텐데 말 같이 섬나 펜바시. 쇼나 뜻 난도 딱 골수 되다.
So like in the school you have curriculum for each class, and you have to finish that, complete that to graduate from that class, right? But it's not really like that's not the case here. The purpose of this study is to bring benefit to your mind, and if that happens, then that's the main point of doing this study and practice.
내가 graduate 제다가는 나 때부터 주소를 donation 되려나 다 graduate 했다.
The graduation here is when you return the books back to the center.
그러면서 막 야다 나 주소를 donation 되어서 야 원래 그냥 안 때부터 당한테 주소 donation 되어서 다 됐고 야다지 말게.
So people think that somebody wants to donate these books to the center. They say, oh, that's really good, very generous of you, but that's not a good sign.
제가 남자한테 남자들라고 밑에 대마부처럼 많이 연락해요. 대마부처 담보 엑사지 대마 드시는데 shum어고 샤사 말아 아까저 괜히나 마유나 마디 아니 대대사 말아 아니 그 이번에 도리로 차려도 와.
And so that's why I advise people not to buy too many books. So first they get very excited about the teaching, and then they buy all these books, and then later then they don't know what to do with it, and then they have no place to put it, and it becomes like a burden for them.
아니 잠좀 주소하고 괜히 익사로 차려도 와.
And then they find the recycle bin, which the center becomes like a recycle bin for the Dharma books.
대대야고 말해. 대야고 소소 변나 소소 제요 소소 괜찮은 거 말이지. 대대 리처치야요 말해.
So that's not good. So you have to take the responsibility yourself, to keep the books, to how you handle the books by yourself.
어떻게 마무리하게도 아니 잠좀 매게 되다고도 가생년년 가들을래 나 슈르 샤사 말아 아야 샤나 샤사 미 저도 샤나 말다 갈래도 저도 샤도 샤도.
And so that's like they buy all stuffs, all the like if they read the Dharma magazines and Dharma books, and then eventually it becomes too many, and then they don't know where to put it, and then they just put it on the side of the street, side of the center.
제가도 안에 갈래가 제다 야고 말해 가지 제다는 느려 말다. 다 야고 말 세촌 말 가지 제다 다다 말해.
But that's not the right, I don't know if you can say right or wrong, but that's not the way it should be done.
제가 대전에 남편하게 안에 대 마부사람 많이 왔어. 이 사람 비슷하게 다 대고문도 강가 디즈니도 아이파드 강을로 가야 돼 대고문도.
So therefore, I usually say, don't buy all the books. Don't buy the books. Now everything is maybe this is going to jeopardize somebody's business. Bookseller. But anyways, everything you can find it in the digital now, right? So all the on iPads and iPhones, and you can find that, and that you don't have to worry, to find a place to to keep it.
제다대한테 고알로도 요마다. 오늘 제가 대면 빼고 대도 오늘 저와는 소소 쏘는 것도. 그래서 대회대 제모잘. 옛날 슈마 대 소소 괜히라고 하잖아. 아야 대대 득방 못 사그러.
Again, you should not misunderstand. I'm not saying buying book is bad. Okay, buying book is good. Buying book, Dharma book is good. It's a way of creating merit. You buy the Dharma book, you bring it in your house, put it on the altar, you make prostrations, you do the offerings, and then of course it becomes really good. It's a method for accumulating merit. But then if you don't know how to handle with that and you don't know what to do with it, and then eventually you just find it a place to throw it away, then that's not good.
Sorry to say that. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. 다 간테 제자 네 틀도 나가나 계속 돈은 원인 데서 빼빼도도 아니 내가 마 지로치 아니 다 조진의 자도 시가는 나 말로 하려고 하시 엘라나 지로네 어디가 온데 상당 빼 상을 슈퍼도 정원에 가요 라요서 정원에서.
So these verses are really very good, and I personally find it very beneficial for myself. And when I read it, of course, I'm forced to read because I have to explain this to you. So I can't explain without reading it, right? So I have to read it. But of course, this has great benefit to me because I read it and then I understand it, and it really helps me.
남정도 공부를 납사래. 걔네들 기도라까지 전부 다 기도대 개가라 빼면까지 전부랬어. 이거 개가라 고가만 붙여 요래서요.
So that's what we the thing in the monastery, that teachers are very kind to the students, but the students are very kind to the teachers too, because the students give the teacher the opportunity to study or review and study themselves. So therefore students are very kind to the teacher also.
어제 다들 쇼로가 자치 담바다 단데 빼 매저에는 같이 보다 안도 남진 쇼로가 되나 라야다 아니 지금 소주 제타님은 따다로 되겠다.
And then the next verse, verse 80, is really helpful. It's really good. So it really brings that the point to why we should work for the others.
도쇼게 semje tamje dewadan deberje semje deje sho는 문제 뭐 빠마je 넘게 왔어.
And so usually we always recite this verse, right? The four imaginables, like may all beings be happy and possess the cause of happiness. May all beings be free and free from the sufferings and the cause of the sufferings, and like that, right? We always do that.
제단되다 semje tamje 된도 배 장점 은 semjenes semjeranga 되냐나 제대 대고 제대 좋아셔야되나 아 sem지 전화기 담자 어디 저게네 가디나 sem제대 대화다 때문에 저 담자가 걔네가 다 드리 고건 두고 다 sem제 수수기 직 리더 sem게 대화 때지 수수 톱톱한 쪽 가지는 가게 매스 다때 막아서 수수 막아서 자워서 뜻하는 거까지 먼저 텔레코 자도 막아고 제가 때 따담 해라 그래.
So like we always recite this verse, right? Line that may all sentient beings be happy, may all sentient beings be free from suffering. So we always recite that, and then for that we even generate mind of enlightenment, right? Bodhicitta, wishing others to be happy, and saying may they be happy, and so for that we generate bodhicitta. But then if the sentient beings they themselves find happiness for them, then why are you mind, why you mind not happy with that? Why you mind jealous with that, like that?
제가 내가 좀 차도용 그래. 차도다 세다 공로 집어로 해라 가지 차도 되는 거야. 소소 막아서 미질라 지 미게 돌았다로 콜라노로 이나 거기도 콩들라 지 마대어리 오도 왔어.
So like it says, having generated awakening mind, through wishing all beings to be happy, why should I become angry or jealous if they find some happiness themselves? So we feel that, especially the people who we don't like, if they are happy, if they're being praised, if they're happy, then we have this kind of feeling of discomfort in our mind, right? Which we call like a jealousy.
간제 소소돼서 막아서 소소 따와돼서 못해 사실은 미치요나 미디 하고도 저나 서서 샘라고 막아다 아 코테르데나 콜 젠데네 요레세 파초베 연대 돌아다녀대 막가비야 영문나 대 지금 마용와 같이 따다 멤버가서 시작해 왔다. 생각도 용도가 생각도 냠내 소소 용어란 것도 용도가.
And so it's from our own experience that we can say this, right? That when somebody we don't like, is happy or is being praised, then we always like, say, oh yeah, that's true, but that's true, but he has this is a problem. So we try to uncover him, with all this faults in him. So we feel like unhappy or angry, towards that.
제가 간도 단 남바이 비차니 사매가 샘제도 저 대화도 댐버 쇼스 사제도 야보용 고고 등도 쇼라가 와 대나도 켈랭게 와 켈랭게 와.
So from the Buddhist perspective, we always wish others to be happy, right? I mean, we always say, I don't know, we wish really or not, but we always say, may all sentient beings be happy, right? We always recite this line, may always be, or may sentient beings always be happy, may sentient beings always be free from suffering, like that, right?
Correct. 다주 간만에 만나 지금 다이면나 단 잠리 시대 고고도 마투 고고면도 잠리라 시대 고고도 참에 라우치로 왔어.
So even if it's someone who doesn't believe in religions or in the teachings, in the Dharma, but still they says, may there be peace in the world, may there be no war in the world, right? Like that. They all say that, right?
나 미치게 소소 가만히 있나 그 뚫뚫뚫 따지기로.
강박?
그래서 가만히 계시 소소 갈 미팅이잖아.
But if it's somebody, then they don't listen to them. Right? If somebody doesn't listen to them, then they, so they will shower all these bullets on them, right?
그래서 나도 싸우다 땡고네 너 지금도 나 뺀 당고네 나도 제아도 지금에 나도 뭔데 다 근데 데모도 상관이 나한테 나라한테 이게 다 줘서 직가로 칸이오로 시험에 지금도 동원에 빼땡 사보서면 레기도.
Yeah, so the verses that I myself find very helpful for me, and I find it really profound. It's really to the point.
나도 요즘 저도 저 대화도 쇼겠다 고라고 빼셔셔 다 매직 저한테는 또 갈래가도 그런 사기도 하대.
And usually, when we recite the prayers, always recite prayers saying that may all beings be happy, may all beings be free from suffering. But then, if somebody does something unagreeable with you, then you just immediately get angry and then try to harm that person.
제가 저도 소소 마가가 되나 가디나 teller식 메라전제 빠다고 지기 돌아다니는 것도 대고 만도 마가와 작은 거 대다 생디나 라야다 것도 상담다 야채 따달리기도.
So out of jealousy, if we find somebody that we don't like is being praised, then we feel unhappy about it. And then it's really true what it said in the text here. How we think and how it is said in the text is really same thing.
제가 되게 바뀌잖아. 저는 그 간일에 삼제도 이제 대화도 때문에 야본을 나기도 와. 근데 그런 거 깔려진다 그런 대화 좀 같이 가면서 다 특대나 되는 거래.
So in a simple word, what this verse is saying is that verbally you always say that may all beings be happy, but then when they themselves are happy, then why are you not happy with that?
It's really true, right? It's all mother samje benefits you close eyes. 예상에만 가도 나도 좀씩 세살에 쇼게 아마도 삼자도 저 대화가 되버쇼 디텍트 쪽이 좀 고라도 올라가래. 세살에.
So there's a story about this old lady in Lhasa circumambulating the Jokhang temple. She's like always circumambulating, with this line, with the recitation of these lines. May all sentient beings be happy and have the cause of happiness like that.
아니 고도 마바이다. 마바데 좀 내가 말하게 니 되겠더라.
And then this old lady has a son-in-law, who is very lazy, doesn't work, and always sleeping.
아니 아마데 삼자도 해야 되거든. 마바 식구들 다는 얘기들라고 이 말이야.
And then she's reciting this verse, right? May all sentient beings be happy, may all sentient beings be free from suffering. And then she, pointed at Kasa Shigodi.
마바 식구들 다는 얘기들.
And then she pointed at the son-in-law, and then this son-in-law should have died and is still sleeping.
아니 미치가 수들라야 들어. 아니 저도 마바 샘지다면 되고 말해봐. 갑도 몰라 내가 들어.
And then somebody, on the nearby, said, "Isn't your son-in-law also a sentient being, who you wish to have happiness?" And then she was like, silent. She couldn't say anything.
제가 생각나도 생각도 따달래도.
So this is really true, right? Like that's how we feel, right? We always,
Okay, like this thing, I just like to, you guys read, not just, Geshe like finished. This words, not think like that. Read, think on, it's really true. Then try to let exercise our mind. If you really exercise mind, it's really, we can feel the result. Otherwise, Bodhisattva said, this is all very high Bodhisattva, their practice. Of course, their practice, but we also try to go into that. We don't live the gap. Therefore, then we get the result. Okay? These things, when we talk about the Lord has the philosophy, was more confused, more doubt. But this is one way, it's very good. You can see the really reality. But it doesn't, you need to very good study. You need to know all the, how you say, logics to look at the ideas. But this things, the shonju, is really like, we can just eat food, just travel, just try to put your chopstick, just eat. It's really like that. Therefore, His Holiness, mentioned one time, Saranat, I received that teaching. He said, you should this text, check with you every day with you. Like you are nyedem. Nyedem is what? You get people write there every day. Think what I did today.
Dairy.
I eat journal. I get up 5 o'clock. I eat the breakfast. I go bathroom. I go to walk. And I got some. Then we always write good things, right? We don't write bad things. Or I got a mat. Or I find someone, we don't write that, right? I say, I good. Even the Kadamba masters, they counted. When they got mad, they put the one stick. For good quality, they one stick. They count. Okay, how many times today I got emotions or I get mad? And checked. Okay, tomorrow they do like that. We're not like, we good things. I'm just kidding. Like that, as His Holiness told us to, you should do this book like, how you say, journal book. But everyone take what journal book with us?
Journal or diary sometimes.
Yeah, anyway, like that book. Means you have to always with you. Yeah, like that. Therefore, it's not just study, maybe. If you don't think, if you memorize all of them, a lot of monks memorize this one, whole chapter. Like that. It's good to think a little bit the meaning. Then, okay, what daily lives are put together? It's really opposite, really true. Then really we can see the result. Okay, any questions? Any blocking question? Not Laura's question, okay?
Times someone's being praised, that they're not a good person or someone to be trusted. The response isn't always jealousy.
Yeah.
Sometimes the response is alarm because you hear someone saying these things that you don't know. I'm sure you're thinking of that. I hope that they don't get taken advantage of by this person. So, I guess what I'm having trouble with is the assumption that there has to be jealousy. There could be another kind of, it can just alarm is the only way I could think of to express it.
Also, go on. Got it?
Lynette, were you saying that if someone that you don't trust is being praised, you say that you don't necessarily feel jealous. You might just feel surprised.
No, I might feel alarmed because this person who is saying it doesn't know the person I'm with.
Exactly.
And in most situations, I would keep my mouth shut.
That's good. Anyway, that's a good way.
but that's an example when there's this kind of righteousness there because you're worried. It's not just that the person you don't trust is being praised, it's that there's concern for the person seems to be taken in.
그래다 봐줘 미 독자질라 맞저기 미야 미 맞은 미 독자여라다. 나 맞아 미 독자에 뭐다 하고 거라. 이나 다 거랑 미 가우치 그대라 거라들 따라다오라. 따라다와라 때네 다 신다 미 독자 맞다 하고 거다 미 신다 대속이 양 거랑원에 레스함네 된 콘조라데 뭐 거랑원에 코이지라 도야냐가 알아. 다 덴들라 맞아 다지 다 거랑데 라그라데 거는 다 아무 말에 이나 다 미션도 덴들도 그냥 즉 샘플도 올라가다 다 딩원에 가르쳐 다 타도랑도 말아.
다들 랍치 말다 가르네 소소 사마 진짜로 요러 왔어. 그냥 먼저 그냥 미대 배나 갈아 미두잖아 이미 봐줘 두자요 말해. 먼저 자샤자 네트워크 그쪽에 막 그때도 되죠라 봐.
Yeah, of course, it's very difficult to say in that case. I mean, it could be really that person's bad, and then if somebody else is praising about that person, and then there's another person who believes that this person is really good, and then they might follow him. I mean, there's there always this, but for us, for oneself, to be aware of that and say, oh yeah, maybe he's good in some way, good in some way, and good in some bad in some way. So so because this person is saying good because he sees these good things in him, and so maybe it's true like that. So the most important thing is not really to judge, but to save yourself. Yeah, it could be like that, could be like that, could be like that. Could be good, could be bad. So I should not think bad or good like that. So at least save your mind or protect yourself from having this bad thought about that person.
세상에서 담을래야 medua 칸데레 야 칸데레 칸데로 누가 쳐 타만도 타마서도 말해.
So there are like full of people, right, in the world, who are bad, who are good, so we can't clean up all the bad people, But if we clean up ourselves in our mind, then we will not see bad, So main thing is to protect one's own mind.
그래서 나가서 배나 아마 고마자는 로고도 대내다 사고 쳐서 배나 고마자사 그 레로 잠보지 땅 거서 나가도 레 나가 뭐라 가도 사간 땅 말아.
So you have this example, right? I don't know which verse it is, but they said that if you want to protect your feet, from the pebbles and thorns, you can't just cover the whole surface with a leather, right? But if you just put a leather sole on your feet, then it's same as like covering the whole earth, with the pebble. That wherever you walk, your feet will be protected. So it has to be like that.
그래서 당가서 미야강도 두아강 야 소토고 말해. 미야도 두아 맞춰 소토고 말해. 딱고 수수 샘때 맞추어 답이 싫어는 다 약속되래.
So you can't make all the bad people into good, or all the good people not become bad. You can't do that, right? But if you just make sure that your mind is not disturbed, by these negative, afflictive emotions, then that's the best thing you can do.
Okay. Yes.
I just wanted to kind of also offer something that, like, when you see someone praising a bad person, and I think sometimes we worry about that. We worry, oh, like the bad person's going to harm this other person. However, I feel like like I think as Geshe said, that we're here to, where our responsibility is to protect our mind.
Yeah.
And what happens between the bad person and the other person is we can't judge what they're going through and their lesson. They might learn something from it that we don't know. They might they might experience the world differently than we are, and I think it's for us to take ourselves back to see things as they are, so then we don't practice that judgment of even saying, like, even worrying ourselves that this person will get harmed is kind of like an attachment that that we're attaching to other people.
Okay. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Jackie. Jackie, right?
Yeah.
Mr. Jackie. Okay, thank you everyone. I hope you guys can also get some meanings. Sometimes you can like this kind of verses to memorize. I already chant the 6th chapter again every day. I got a lot of meaningful things, I was oh really, that. It's really helpful for our own mind. Okay, this is how to practice. And Laura, you can dip it anytime. Okay. Okay, now we stop. Thank you.
Just turn to 39 for the Thanksgiving model offering. Aji perki juching ne tokram, rabe shengi de gepati, sange shingu mingte uwaki, logan manda sheng ma cherpa shu. Jitsun lame kutse raten ching, namka twin le chok chur gepada, kosang ten pedron me sasum yi, roe mun sel tatu nek yurchi. Yidam guru ratma mandalakam iryataya. My two collections vast the space that I have amassed from working with effort at this practice for a great length of time. May I become the chief leading Buddha for all those whose minds' wisdom eye is blinded by ignorance. Even if I do not reach this state, may I be held in your loving compassion for all my lives, Manjushri. May I find the best of complete graded paths and the teachings, and may I please all the Buddhas by practicing. Using skillful means drawn by the strong force of compassion, may I clear the darkness from the minds of all beings with the points of the path as I discern them. May I uphold the Buddha's teachings for a very long time. With my heart filled with great compassion in whatever direction the most precious teachings have not yet spread or once spread and declined, may I reveal this treasure of happiness and aid. May the minds of those who wish for liberation be granted bounteous peace, and the Buddha's deeds be nourished for a long time. By even this great course to enlightenment completed due to the wondrous virtuous conduct of the Buddhas and their children. May all human and non-human beings who eliminate adversity and make things conducive for practicing the excellent paths never be parted in any of their lives from the purest path praised by the Buddhas. Whenever someone makes an effort to act in accordance with the tenfold Mahayana virtuous practices, may they always be assisted by the mighty ones, and may oceans of prosperity spread there. In that snow mountain encircled land, source of every benefit and joy, may Lord Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezi remain in life till samsara's end. Savior of the Snowland teachings and transmigratory beings, who extensively clarifies the path that unifies emptiness and compassion, to the lotus in the hand, Lord Tenzin Gyatso, I beseech, may all your holy wishes be fulfilled. Page 49, the short long life prayer for Lama Zopa Rinpoche. Upsul Chang Xing Zhang Gen Gyo Wei Tenzin Yon Tel Wei Gong Zo Dong Ordze Sung Ho Wei Lei Gong Tu Tru Adak So Tu Ji Men Du Jia You always meet with perfect teachers. Your form embodies all Buddhas. Your nature is that of Vajradhara. You are the root of the three jewels. Homage to you, all Gurus. In short, I seek your blessings, O Protector, to be cared for you from birth unremittingly throughout all my lives, and thus to become your chief disciple, holding every secret of your body, speech, and mind. O Protector, please grant that all be auspicious for me to be foremost among your very first circle of disciples wherever you manifest. That all my temporal and ultimate wishes without exception may be effortlessly and spontaneously fulfilled. In all my lives, never separated from perfect gurus, may I enjoy the magnificent Dharma. By completing the qualities of the stages of the past, may I quickly attain the state of Vajradhara. Furthermore, in life after life, may I, pleasing you, forever fostered by an accomplished Mahayana spiritual master, the source of every virtue of this world and beyond. In his care may I acquire in him a firm, unshakable faith, pleasing him by every means possible, doing nothing even for an instant to disappoint. May my spiritual master impart to me every instruction and every teaching in its entirety. Having understood them flawlessly, may I practice them to be able to bring them to perfection. May I never even a moment fall under the sway of malevolent teachers and misleading friends. Having developed in every life belief in cause and effect and renunciation, the Bodhi mind and the pure view, may I embark upon them continually with effortless experience. In every life, may every virtuous act gathered by way of body, speech, and mind be causes solely for the welfare of others and for the purest and highest enlightenment. 7. The prayer of dedication. Through this virtue, rise with me, having gained the state, place each and every sentient without exception in that state. Precious supreme Bodhi mind, may it where unborn arise, and where will never decline, but increase forevermore. 75, think same up. We may get a one go down the young long chen te pe zu ye so ka lo san ra pe ya pa so va te.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank
Thank you, Geshe.
you, Geshe. Thank you, Damshala. Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob, and thank you, Damsha.
Thank you, Bob. Thank you, guys. Enjoy. Good night. Oni, thank you.
Lama Zopa on Tuesday, and on Saturday we have Dharma Practice Day with Venerable Geshe teaching on the Bodhisattva Way.
Okay. A lot of things going on. Okay, everyone. Have good night or not good night. Have a good day.
Good night in Thailand.
Good night, Devin. Maybe good night, Lisa and Maria, what's that? Laura. What time, Laura? Time?
It's just almost 6.
Oh, you early.
Yeah.
Linda, how? What? 1 hour? 1 o'clock?
Almost midnight.
Wow, you are very effort. Okay.